So the main highlights for me as a student is mainly this Apple Pencil, and using this pencil, I can take notes. And the best part about those notes is that they will stay with me for lifetime while using iCloud. I have actually seen other tablets, let's say Microsoft Surface Book Pro, Surface 2, etc., whatever the name is. So the problem with those tablets is that there's a lag. Whenever you're writing, you see that you're moving your pen first, and you see the line drawn on that tab later on. There's a
Exactly.
1 second, half a second delay, and that is not there in iPad. It's a better smooth experience.
And it is also the ProMotion 120 hertz, so it will easily
Yeah,
be smooth. Yes.
and it has the best power you need ever in a computer. So
Yes.
the power you need in a computer is present in this iPad. I'm actually talking on an iPad itself right now. Let me show you on my front camera. So if you see here that this is the iPad, and the audio is just mind blowing.
Yes, it is super good. And sometimes the specifications of the iPad are better than a laptop. Hmm.
Absolutely, even the benchmark
Yes.
score sometimes of the
It is
iPad beats
incredible.
MacBook Air.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are four categories of iPad. The iPad $329, the iPad mini for 399, the iPad Air for 499, and the iPad Pro for 799. So which is the best one?
I think if you just want to take notes, the one for the which the mid variant that was around $500, that should be good enough.
The Air.
But
Huh.
the problem is that like this has the dimensions of a paper. If you want to take the notes, this actually feels more like paper, and it's very light. So that's why iPad Pro should be best for you. And if you want to wait, you can also wait till the end, because there are so many rumors out there that they're gonna release the iPad Pro with the 14X chip.
Yes. It is incredible. And also with that, there are two variants, the 12.9 inch and the 11 inch. Which one you have purchased?
I have purchased the 11 inch. I think 12.9 inch is way too expensive. This is
Yes.
$800. That is $1,000. And even after student discount, the taxes will come out to be $800, and that $1,000. So that's why $200 is a lot
Yes.
of money to spare.
And also like Apple marketed it as like it is a laptop replacement. So like the folio cover or the accessories that you are getting are directly replacing your MacBook. Like you are getting a trackpad with the iOS 13.4, you're also getting the cursor support for earlier iPads. So overall, you're talking about a computer replacement, but there are like drawbacks, like there is no Thunderbolt port or there are no ports. So what do you feel about that?
Um, I feel sad about the fact that there's no headphone jack. So I have the dongle, the Type C dongle. I could have used that on my iPad. It works fine. You can put tripod. You can connect your keyboard, etc. The normal keyboard, that will work fine. But the only problem is that you cannot connect headphone jack. You need separate dongle for headphone jack. That leads to a problem. So that's the only
Yes.
part, because sometimes, like, if you are editing using your iPad, you want to put voiceover on a video that you are editing. Let's say I use Filmora or whatever video editing software I want to use.
Hmm.
I cannot do voiceovers without that headphone dongle. So with proper
Yes.
audio.
So it
Yeah,
is important. Huh.
yeah.
And also like there is a 1 terabyte options. Like, do you consider buying it or it is waste of money?
I think it is waste of money, because even some of the notes you're gonna write are not gonna take that much space. And for a student, it's not okay. So in short, you will not need it unless you want to download a lot of movies on Netflix, YouTube videos, or if you're downloading a lot of video content, only then you need it. Otherwise, you don't.
Yes, the 2018 iPad Pro was already a beast, but the 2020 iPad Pro is having the LiDAR technology. It is just scanning the 3D depth more and more effectively. So, like, what is the real usage? Like, even with this great technology, Apple has not opted for a portrait mode. The back camera is more than powerful, but there is no portrait mode. So, what are your
That
thoughts?
That is true, but I don't use my iPad for taking pictures at all. Maximum
Hmm.
you all need to do is like take pictures of documents. For that, it's like one of the best camera you will ever find. So that's why it's not big of a deal. But I hope to see the lidar sensor on the iPhone 12 so that you can make better portrait photos.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and you're currently using the iPhone 11, which is having both the 12 megapixel sensors, while with the iPad Pro, you're getting a 10 megapixel ultra wide angle. So is there a big difference between both of it?
I didn't see any. So for taking normal pictures, there's no difference, and for videos, there's no difference at all because megapixels don't matter much for videos. So it's definitely good. And also, like if you are even like singing songs on iPad, the quality of audio is just amazing.
Yes, it's
It's a great
crystal clear.
experience.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is even better than the Blue 80.
Yep.
Yes. And also, I want to ask, like, now you are getting the best audio in the iPad. You are getting one of the most powerful chipset. You are getting one of the best cameras even. So, will this be the ultimate tool for content creators?
Not really, because for content creators, if you want to make videos and use audio, phone should be a better choice because there are not many smartphone holders you can put on tripod. So if you are making videos, you want to put it on a tripod. So to put it on tripod, you need a holder for it. So you'll have to buy the separate iPad holder for your tripod, and
Yes, it will be a
it's
very
just
big
like
setup.
bulky. Yeah. So
Yes.
for iPhone, it will be the best scenario. Yeah.
Yes, and also I want to ask, like, Apple advertises it as a all-day battery life, but they don't clearly specify like whether it is a 16-hour battery or a 24 hours. So what is your experience till now?
My experience is that it is kind of a full day battery and it charges really fast. I was using my MacBook Pro's charger yesterday and it took barely like 2 hours, less than 2 hours, and it was super fast. Within 15 minutes, I got 20% battery. So I think it's a great so I think iPad has great battery backup and charges really fast.
And does it also supports the 18-watt fast charger?
Yeah, in the box I got 18 watts fast charger, but charging with the 95 watt adapter but charging with the 95-watt adapter was definitely faster.
Okay. Like, apart from taking notes, are you going to be using it for video editing or for photo editing?
I mean, I haven't thought much about it because the main purpose was just to make good notes, but I could use it. But I'm more comfortable editing on my MacBook for sure because I think I'm more used to it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to edit faster on this iPad, but I will definitely try it out today or maybe this week.
Yes, like I have searched a lot of apps. I have with me an old iPad mini, and in that I use the Lumia Fusion or the Filmora or the KineMaster. So any one of them is the best software right now. So like you can easily give it a try.
Absolutely.
Yes, and also like, are you going to be buying the folio cover for it?
The hole you covered, the one with the
The
trackpad?
keyboard with the trackpad. Yes,
No. $300 is
it's
a
yes,
big
it's
investment.
300 is too much. Yes,
Yeah, after
that's
tax,
a
it
big
will be
concern.
350, way too much. And I think even if I want I think even if I want a keyboard and a mouse, I can just connect any keyboard and mouse and use the
Yes, any
dongle that I already
non-stick
have
or
from a MacBook. So it's not
yes.
worth of a deal. Yeah.
Hmm. And also, like now, Apple refreshed the MacBook Air, so you are getting double storage, and overall for $999, you are getting a value for the money MacBook. So, do you think like buying a new iPad, also buying the folio cover, and like will it replace the MacBook?
No, it will not. If you have just $1,000 and you need a computer, you should definitely go for MacBook Air in that case because it will give you all the features you need in your daily scenario. And also, you can make notes. I have tried that. There are some apps that let you write with the trackpad as well. It's just a difficult experience, but writing on the
Yes.
trackpad on MacBook Air or on MacBook Pro, it's not that bad of a deal that you have to buy an iPad. So I don't think you should spend on it in that case.
Yes, and also you have like changed a lot of MacBooks because of the butterfly key mechanism. So do you think the scissor switch is a way more important factor?
Yes, I do enjoy it more. It's a better key travel. It's more of mechanical keyboard feel. So I have tried the Razer keyboard that had mechanical keys, and they were the laser switches, and I really enjoyed it. So that mechanism is kind of similar to one in MacBook Pro. So I type faster and more comfortably on the scissor mechanism.
Yes, and also like you are using your iPhone, the iPhone 11 for your vlogging setup, and also now you have with you the new iPad Pro. So you can easily transfer all of the files and you can export them very quickly. But do you feel the
Absolutely.
iPads and iClouds, that file application is not that much good. Is there any reason for that? Like,
Yeah, the
yes,
file manager on iPad is not that manageable as it is on Android. I need to explore it a little bit more, but as far as I can tell on iPhone, the file manager is not that good. You have to manually move photos to the documents folder of iPhone so that you can use it and so that like you can share it as a folder. It's just messy. So
yes,
that's
it is
why
very messy.
yeah, so that's why I hope Apple fixes it and it makes something like ES File Explorer as we have it on Android. Then things will become better, so that like it will be a complete iPad, or then it will be a complete MacBook replacement.
Yes, exactly. And also there are so many applications which are not optimized. Like take example for Snapchat, Instagram, they are only taking the phone type display. So like it
Correct.
has been 3 to 4 years, the bigger versions, the 12 and 13-inch iPads are there, but the apps are not optimized for them.
Yeah, it's just a weird experience. I had so many
Yeah.
black bars when I was using Instagram, and it's more difficult to use Instagram that way. Yeah,
I first
I
tried Instagram on my phone and then on my iPad, and I just thought that it will be a way bigger experience, but it is just too small. Yes.
correct. I absolutely agree.
And how does the Face ID works? Like, is it little more faster or it has more field of view? Like, what is the
It
change?
is it has better feel. It is faster than the iPhone, and it has better angles. You can use it in any direction. Wait, sorry, I hit the camera. You can use it in any
Yes,
direction you want to, and I really enjoy using Face ID as compared to the Touch ID. So it's the future for sure.
yes. And what are your thoughts? Like in general, like how much money should a person spend behind the iPad? Because iPad was first introduced to make a difference between a complete monitor, computer setup and a laptop. So do you feel that the folding phones technology or in general, will a iPad ever replace a smartphone?
Um, I don't think so right now because wait. Okay, it will replace. I think the question should be, will iPhone ever replace iPad? Because if you have phone which is foldable to become an iPad,
Yes.
then phone can actually replace iPad, but iPad cannot replace phone because you will need phone more than your iPad. So in that case, if the foldable technology becomes better in the future, then it will definitely replace it. That I think.
Yes, because like Samsung introduced both of the fold and flip. The fold is made with a purpose to provide a tablet in a smartphone size, and the flip is made with a purpose to make the smartphone size smaller. Like, is there a room for another technology? Like recently, MKBHD talked about the rolling technology, the rolling smartphones. So, is there like this different technology that can just make one product, like a smartphone, a tablet, and also your computer?
Yes, I think it is possible, but I'm not sure if it's possible in the next decade or not. That's a big question because they need to test it. And the level of innovation has surely gone down because in 2000 to 2010, the innovation percentage or innovation level was much higher. Now we are slowly and gradually increasing. Just look at
Yes.
Apple. They're just putting like one camera every year and little battery backup, and they just
Yes,
call it iPhone 11 Pro.
yes, but
Yeah.
there is a slight difference. Like in 2007, that was a drastic difference, and in 2017, Apple opted for the notch mechanism. Like many people hated that, but again, every single smartphone manufacturer started to copy that. So it obviously became a trend. So like it is a point that Apple is innovating, but always Apple is not first to the party. It is always late, but they do it little perfectly. So what are your
Yes.
hopes about the iOS 14? Like you are a computer science student and you are knowing the operating system way more better. So what are your expectations?
I think my expectations are that they will make, first of all, the file manager better because they are getting complaints every single year, and that's one of the reason why students or why people switch from iPhone to Android. But I hope they will fix it. Number two is Type C port because using that port you can easily like connect your MacBook with your phone with the same cable that comes with the MacBook, so it will be more easier because I'm able to use my same charger for MacBook on for my iPad, so it's just incredible experience. And next, what
Yes.
I expect is that they fix the wide angle lens of the iPhone and they make it better for low light conditions as they have done it
Yes.
for the main
Hmm.
lens. So that is important so that I don't need to attach the movement lens anymore. So that'll be just an amazing experience on iPhone. And with that, then I'll be able to carry less weight in my bag. I'll just be independent vlogger with just an iPhone 12 if it happens. So I hope that.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And also, like, Apple products are already too much expensive. But like in India now, the custom duties have been changed. So you're talking about a price increase. Later on, from 1st April, the GST on smartphone is increasing from 12% to 18%. So you are
Oh my,
about talking about like 5 to 6,000 rupees increase in iPads and like 2 to 3,000 rupees increase in iPhones, and already
oh
they are
my.
overpriced.
And also
Yes.
the dollar price has increased to almost 80 rupees
Yes,
now. It's 78
yes,
right
now
now.
it's 80.
So and iPhone was already 1 lakh rupee. I cannot
Yes.
imagine how expensive it will get now.
iPhone 11 Pro Max is like for 1,30,000 in Chroma, which
Yeah,
is incredible.
it's
Yes.
shocking to believe.
And the iPhone 10R is also available for like 48,000, which is not a fair price at all. Like 35 to 40 is kind of reasonable, but like near 50,000 is just, it doesn't worth it. Yes.
Yeah, completely agree with your point.
Yes. And are you planning to buy a new Apple Watch?
Not in the near future. Maybe Apple Watch 6 later on when it releases, but I don't think I need a watch right now. I have like simple band, like similar one to MI band or Fitbit. I'm happy with that. So and it works with my iPhone too. So I don't think I need anything right now.
Yes, I'm using my Apple Watch from like 4 years, and now its battery backup is like 6 hours only, but it is having a major difference. Like, I don't, at the first time, I used all the notification, all of the apps, but now I'm just using it to view the time, nothing else. So it just becomes little bit outdated, but still, this is a Series 1 Apple Watch, and it is performing really good after 4 years. So they really, the Apple products last too much, but just like I want to say, the latest technology, the planned obsolescence is kind of too much. Like if I'm today owning an iPhone 11, then I really want to get the iPhone 11 Pro. But like I can be even happier with the iPhone 10R. Like everybody wants an upgrade, but is it important?
I think that's the strategy of Apple. They give you the product that can last for a long time, but at the same time they kind of motivate people to get new iPhone every single year too, and that's why they have a really good recycle program. So they just want you to give it and get some money back. And even I have that on my MacBook Pro. They said like, hey, we will give you $1,400. Just pay $1,400 more, and you will get the MacBook Pro 16-inch with the 1 TB SSD variant. So I could
Wow.
do it. Yeah, so they
Yes.
have this good plan because if I want to sell it, I might be able to sell my MacBook for like $1,600, $1,700 max, but I will lose that headache if I just give it and get $1,400 for it. So it's worth it, kind of.
Yes, exactly. So if you have to sum up the entire review, like you're using an iPhone, you're using a Mac, and you're using an iPad now. So like how is the walled garden? Like how is the ecosystem?
I think I really enjoy the ecosystem. So this ecosystem forces you to stick with Apple. I want to make notes. I want to transfer it to my iPhone or my MacBook. I can do it within seconds. I make a video on my iPhone and it could be up to like 10 gigabytes, 20 gigabytes. I can transfer it to my iPad, my MacBook within few minutes or sometimes even within few seconds as well. So that's why it makes video editing much faster and I can be wireless even in my plane. And it becomes a very smooth experience. So that's why I really enjoy using Apple ecosystem.
Yes. So that's why. And if you have to conclude all of the things in short, then will you recommend others to buy the new iPad Pro, or should they buy the 2018 version?
Yes, they should actually buy 2018 version. I bought it because I thought it will have better resale value later on if I want to sell it. But if you want to buy the best budget iPad, you can buy the refurbished one for $600 on Amazon, the iPad Pro 2018 edition, and it will just get the job done because it was already very powerful. And there will be no note-taking difference between this iPad and that iPad. The minor difference is mainly with the camera and with the lidar sensor and maybe a little bit battery difference and microphone. That's it, nothing much.
Yes, and like I also wanted to add this point, like a MKBHD said that the much higher end version is having the 6 GB RAM, and Apple has not specified regarding the lower end version. Like, is it having a 4 GB RAM or it is also having 6 GB? So like, and Apple has given their official statement that the users will find the difference. So are you finding the difference?
No, not at all. It's buttery
Mm,
smooth. Like it it's even like faster experience than my MacBook or even iPhone, because the refresh rate. Like if I just want to minimize it, I can use my hand gestures, and it's
yes, like
very
the
fast. Yeah,
fingers.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
it's very
Buttery
good.
smooth.
Yes. So that was everything which I wanted to include in today's video because I personally don't have any access to the latest iPads. So like you purchased it, so I really wish that I should discuss with you like what are your thoughts or what are your first impressions. So thank you for coming on my channel.
Yep. It was pleasure being with you.